Howdy, and hello, my name is Doe, hope we're doing good, and today we got a video on the God Hand, and a question, is it good? But before we answer that question, which the answer is actually, it's okay, it's an alright weapon, I'll explain why. I want to give y'all some builds, because I do think that even if a weapon isn't like amazing, it might be fun to play, and it's good to try out. So I've got two builds, both are moderately easy to unlock, there's no escalation pieces as far as I know, so it shouldn't be too crazy. Now the first build, we got discipline over power in the slots, which I'm just gonna be showing you guys what's here. All right, if you see the cells, just copy the cells. It's as simple as that. We got modifier. Only thing you can change right now, you can't change the special since it's a legendary weapon. Yada yada yada. We're using executioner's spearhead. You could use munitions amplifier if you wanted to. It would make your missile do more damage, but you know, 60% more damage is pretty insane as well. So that's my choice. TBH. And we got Rezakiri helmet, Wild Frenzy, Boreas chest piece with the Iceborne, Boreas gloves with the overpower, and Boreas feet with savagery. Very, very easy build to unlock. Getting the +3 cells is probably gonna be the hardest part. Drask Eye with conduit, boom, you got conduit, Iceborne, overpower, rage, savagery at +6, discipline, and Wild Frenzy at +3. Potions, you know, just use this if you want to. Wait, I can't change it. It's meant to be, this should be a wound tonic. Only use cleansing pylons and like frost escalation IMO. But this is a build if you want Iceborne and you don't want Predator. This is the build I suggest. It's got some sustain, or very simple sustain, which is Iceborne. It's like the kind of like my brain's turned off, whatever. I'm just playing the game, running Iceborne, right? That's this build. If that's you, hey, send it. Man, go back to Ramsgate. I can't live my life out here. I can't change my build, bro. All right, the next build is using, it's the same weapon, shocking development. We got the same modifier because, like I said, this is my favorite modifier for the Warpike. Munitions amplifier is kind of cool too, but it's not as good IMO. This time we got Tragic Echoes, which is cracked now, even though I'll keep saying this. They need to make it so either the helmet has like a timer, and once the timer's up, the unique effect resets, or on Behemoth Kill it resets. Because otherwise, you only get to proc it like once, and that's kind of lame. We got a Cool Shot chest piece with the Wild Frenzy, and the Time Weaver gloves with Predator, and Koshai feet with Cascade, and the Lantern's Cascade. So this build, you got +6 Cascade, and no Iceborne, but Cascade should be enough sustain for I guess the average player. So this is a build you could use to do a bit more damage and still have sustain, which is nice because you can plop out some freaking green Skittles that give you shield and healing over time. So that's pretty clean. But +6 Cascade, overpower, Predator, rage, savagery, and +3 discipline and a Wild Frenzy. And as for your consumables, just run that if you want. Or, you know, like the main thing is Bliss Tonic and Frenzy Tonic. You gotta keep those where they are. But yeah, those are the builds. Now it is time for a proper explanation on why I think the God Hand is simply an okay weapon and nothing more in its current state. And it pretty much boils down to the overall gameplay loop of the weapon is pretty one-dimensional in its entirety. You hit a behemoth, you build meter, store meter, and then you channel a laser beam while standing still. That is pretty much the gameplay loop. The only added like complications are trying to make a wound and then profit from savagery by hitting that wound with the beam. That's the weapon. Like I don't know. I feel like the gameplay loop right there isn't exactly interesting. It's cool and I think it's fun to do a couple of times, but it's never been a weapon where I'm like, that's sick. That's fire, dude. Never felt that way. And I think a solution here would be giving the God Hand another special. I think a couple weapons could use another special in this regard. A couple exotics, rather. Like Hunger and God Hand are suffering from just being kind of generic. Like, very generic. And in my humble opinion, the only way to make these weapons feel less generic, and especially in the God Hand's case, is to give it a more interesting special. And it could be something kind of simple. Like, instead of making it to where you have to sit there and channel the beam yourself, what if you made a clone of yourself in like the spot you're at that shoots in the direction you're aiming and channels the beam for you? So then you can go and make more wounds and stuff. And if you had 2 freaking missile slots, you could create 2 of those I guess, clones of yourselves, images of yourself that can shoot that beam. That'd be way cooler. That'd be way, way cooler, because you're not sitting there doing, like, basically nothing, being like, okay, I'm beaming him. I'm beaming him. I swear I'm beaming him. Like, I don't know. I think that's way more interesting just off the bat to me. And it can get way more complicated. Like, I think the team at Dauntless is very talented. God Hand is an old freaking weapon. God Hand and Hunger are ancient. And I think they need a revamp because they look cool. They should just play. They should, like, live up to the way they look in terms of, like, their playstyle, and they don't. So, I don't know. That's one of my solutions, or one of my ideas for it. I'm not sure if it would be a solution per se, but I think it'd be cooler. Anyway, that's the video, y'all. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, then as always, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Be sure to use credit code OhDough in the Epic Games Store. Helps me out a freaking ton. Keeps me doing what I'm doing. If you don't use my code, use someone's code. Just make sure you're helping out someone because it costs you nothing extra. And other than that, I do stream at twitch.tv/OhDough, and I do have a second channel and a TikTok, both called OhDoughless, where I post Apex content. If you want to see some other stuff that I do, I'm pretty good at the game. Check it out. I appreciate it. Other than that, y'all have a good day. Catch you later. Peace.